All right, folks, today we are learning about babies. All right, finish the sentence. Infants have a really big head. An infant's head is what the size of their entire body? 1/4 the size of their entire body. So when looking at this chart over here, you can see an infant is over here. You divide the body in half proportionally and half proportionally again, and you'll see that their body 1/4 is their head. You are all the way over here. So our body proportions change as we get older. So infants, even into toddlers, are still really top heavy. So if they are walking around and you see them and they see a bucket of water, something like that. And you see the bucket of water and they look in, what can happen? They could fall in. How many inches of water does it take to drown? 1 inch of water. That's all it takes to drown. So you need to be very careful. The general rule is when you have babies and toddlers, they're always within an arm's length at all times. Wherever you are, they're within an arm's length of you when it comes to water. So be very careful with that. Can they even lift their head when they're first born? No, they can't even lift their head. So you need to make sure you're always supporting their head. So when you hold a baby, you need to make sure you're holding their neck, their head, supporting the bulk of their body weight. Something else about a baby's head is their fontanelles. And there's my daughter, Rachel, when she was a baby. Some people call fontanelles soft spots. But the definition is open spaces in the skull. So as you see, we're born with 2 fontanelles, one on the top of our head, one in the back of our head. And it's not like a hard skull, squishy brain. It's like hard skull. So feel your skull, hard skull. And then it's just not quite as hard. So feel something like your ear or your nose. And see, it's not quite as hard. So that is another reason you have to be very careful of a baby's head. So when you hold a baby, you need to be careful of their fontanelles. You bring the baby to you. You're always supporting the baby's head. There's a couple different cradle position pictures. Babies prefer to be on the left side. Well, we shouldn't hold dangerous objects and babies at the same time. And then older adults, special needs individuals, they can still spend time with the baby, but they should be in a seated position and they should be supervised. A few other facts about a baby. Babies respond and enjoy to their mother's face. So if you're ever around a baby and you're like, hi, little baby, they love playing things like peekaboo. They love looking at your faces, making funny faces. They love all of that stuff. So enjoy, let a baby look at your face. They learn through their senses. Now, this is a really important fact I give you because a baby comes across an object. They're going to look at the object. They're smelling it. They're feeling it. They're listening to it. And then what's the baby going to do? They're going to put it in their mouth. That's so important. You know, a baby is going to put everything in their mouth. So if you are around a baby, let's find some random objects here. Should this be around a baby? No, because they're going to put it in their mouth. They can choke on this. Here's a little Lego. This little Lego shouldn't be around a baby because they don't know any better. They're just going to be like, oh, and then they can choke on it. Top of a soda can. Baby's going to put it in their mouth, and that could be a choking hazard. Oh, if you have medication, be careful. Purses, medication, money, anything like that can be a choking hazard for a baby. So you need to make sure that anything you give a baby is big enough and safe enough because they are going to put it in their mouth. And that's normal for them. That's how they're learning about their world. And finally, the only way they can communicate is through crying. And that's it.